Hi everyone, I am Miss Macedo. Welcome to our lesson. In today's lesson, you are going to learn about conflict. Are you ready? Let's get started. We'll start by defining conflict. We'll also talk about the different types of conflicts, external and internal conflicts. And at the end, you'll be able to do an activity. What is conflict? Conflict is the struggle between opposing forces that creates tension or suspense in a story. Opposing forces. You will notice that every type of conflict involves the character versus something else. It may help to think of conflict as a game of tug of war. One force is pulling in one direction, while another force is pulling in the opposite direction. Take a look at this image. Can you see it here? You have this group here of 3 people pulling in one direction. And on the other side, you have another group of people pulling in the opposite direction. So these are opposite forces. Conflict is a problem that must be solved, an issue between the protagonist and antagonist forces. Conflicts. Now, let's look at different types of conflicts. There are external and internal conflicts. External conflict, an outside force, may be a person, group, animal, nature, or a non-human obstacle. Internal conflict takes place in a character's mind. Types of conflicts. Let's look at external and internal conflict side by side. External conflict is struggle between a character and an outside force. Internal conflict is struggles that takes place inside a character's mind. External conflict is struggle between a character and an outside force. In this example here, we have a struggle between Harry Potter and Voldemort. Now, we are going to look at different types of conflicts. And then you will be able to see an example of each one of them. Types of external conflicts. Character versus character. Character versus nature. And character versus society. These are the 3 types of external conflicts. Let's look at character versus character. In character versus character, one character struggles against another character. An example, in the Hunger Games trilogy, Katniss struggles against President Snow. And I have here a visual for you to take a look. So if you have watched the movie, you can remember them. And this is an example of character versus character. Now, let's look at character versus nature. A character struggles against a natural occurrence. Example, in Titanic, the crew struggles against the ocean. As you can see in the image here, the Titanic is sinking, and now you can see everyone is here struggling against the ocean because they are trying to survive. So the opposing force in this case is the ocean. And we also have character versus society. A character struggles against society. Example, in the movie Shrek, Shrek struggles against all human beings who consider him an outcast. As you can see here in this picture, this is an image of Shrek. Now, we just learned about external conflicts. External conflicts. So we learned about character versus character versus nature, and character versus society. Now we are going to learn about internal conflict. Internal conflict is struggle that takes place inside a character's mind. Character versus self. Character versus self. The main character struggles with their own mind. Example, in the movie Iron Man, Tony Stark has to choose between saving the world and keeping his own powers for himself. This is an example of a struggle, character versus self, because the problem is between the character and his mind. Now, let's see if you learned. Let's start by testing your knowledge. What is conflict? What I'm going to do, I'm going to read the choices and you are going to follow along. Then you will pause the video and choose the correct answer. And you can point to the correct answer, or you can tell someone next to you which is the correct answer. What is conflict? A, the struggle between opposing forces that creates tension or suspense in a story. B, the place where a story takes place. C, the people in the story. Which one is the correct answer? Pause this video and choose the correct answer. Now we are going to look at two more. Choose the correct type of conflict. So I'm going to read the options and you are going to choose the correct answer. You are trying to figure out which is the correct type of conflict. So look at the image. The crew fighting against the ocean in Titanic is an example of A, character versus character. B, character versus nature. C, character versus society. Which one is the correct answer? You can pause this video and choose the correct answer. And now we are going to do the last one. And I am going to read the answers to you, all the choices, and you are going to choose the correct one. And you are going to do it by pointing to the correct answer or telling or showing someone next to you. Choose the correct type of conflict. Tony Stark choosing between saving the world and keeping his own powers for himself is an example of A, character versus character. B, character versus nature. Or C, character versus society. You can pause this video now and choose the correct answer. Today, we learned about conflict, and conflict is the struggle between opposing forces that creates tension or suspense in a story. We also learned about different types of conflict. Thanks for watching this video.